Well, yeah, man, I'm glad we hooked up. We were supposed to do it in October, so we're here now. So it's great to talk
Mm.
about Theorem of Joy and what's going on with you guys. So thank you for taking a minute out.
Mm.
So let's begin our journey before we get into your life and music and the album. 5 years ago, this pandemic changed so much for musicians and the world.
Yeah.
How did you get through that era, and how has it influenced the way that you do things today?
Okay. So I think that first I was super lucky to be French in that period because we have this system um, like a help from the social security. People think in the States, but actually it's our social security who give an income when you're a professional musician. And in fact, this income don't really stop during the pandemic. So I didn't have to ask myself that much about how to get money for first. So for me, that was like really cool because I didn't have to find gigs. I didn't have to teach. So I was like playing for 4 hours a day every morning, double bass in the garden, and then composing the rest of the day. And I write the second album of Theorem of Joy. So that was full creation for me. I was not really depressed about the situation. I was a bit scary, but I was like, wow, shit, I have so much time for me at this moment. I have to spread it for good thing and music. So that was really immersion in music. Yeah, I could say
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. So talk to me about the new album. What was kind of the artistic vision for this project?
Okay. Um, I like to build a concept around my composition and around every album I do. So the second one called L'Hiver was quite introspective. And the main question uh, thi- I was thinking about this album is like, how can we actually live together and make a better society? Because it's like I think it's actually in a big issue in many countries in the world that people are more and more unable to talk, unable to have like a proper debate and have like consideration for others' opinion. There's all these things about fake news and like people who are like uh, switching other reality. They don't they don't even know what is the truth, and so. I was asking like, okay, in 9 songs, how I can talk about this subject. So there's like 3 songs coming from the past, 3 songs as the present, and 3 songs coming in the future. And on other line, there's like dystopia, like reality and utopia. So, and I was thinking, okay, what is the good thing who coming from our past who influence our decision to make a better or a bad future, more or less.
Yeah.
So, and this is the name is Feux, like fires, because fires can have different meaning and different symbolic. Like it can be warm, it can be like the fire in your home who make you be good, but it can also be like destruction and chaos. So yeah, I chose this element because he has different sides.
Yeah. Well, I got to apologize for the part of what America is doing to create all of these misperceptions with fake news and all of that. I am not on the side of what's going on with this presidency and things that are happening here. A lot of us
I'm
are
sure.
aghast that it's
Yeah.
happening. So the fact that it's permeating out, but I say that because I feel like musicians and presenting music live is such a wonderful medicine for everyone to kind of
Mm.
escape and to feel art.
Yeah, that's sure. I mean, live music is something reliable to truth and to something that is really happening in front of you. And I think that especially jazz music, you have the stuff which is like something will happen in the moment different at every concert. So it's like every time it's a moment of truth, could be good or bad, but still truth at the moment. So. I think for artists, this notion is really interesting to explore. Yeah.
So, how did you get into music? How did this journey into playing
Mm.
music and jazz, how did it evolve into who you are today?
Well, I'm not like the super, academic person who like, do all the conservatory. I start quite late with guitar, playing punk rock, this kind of stuff. And then I start to be more and more involved to music, and I start double bass. I was like, okay, what can we do with double bass? So I dig more in jazz, also classical music, playing orchestra. So like, really absorbing all I can have around me to get more culture. And I don't know why, but since I start music, I always write some stuff as a composer, even if it was just my first punk rock band. So I start to explore more, and then now I did 3 albums with this band. I conduct also a big band called Orchid. So I wrote for a big band, also a few pieces for symphonic. So it's like this, and yeah, but it's also a long way between different school in the conservatory, but later when I was 20, 23. It was quite interesting to like uh, go into this kind of institution who can be really conservative, but when you already start music, because in some way that's super violent because there's not a lot of things that you don't masters. I don't know if it's clear in English. But also you have a kind of distance of this all this authority, and I'm not a person who's not who really like authority and like too much strict rules eventually also in music, because I think it makes us sometimes have too much barrier and I think we can pick some cool stuff everywhere to make the music better, so there's no frontier in my opinion.
Yeah, I totally get it. I agree. So, what was the first live jazz show that you saw that blew you away?
I think that was maybe Eric Truffaz in France. You know the trumpetist?
Uh-huh, yeah.
I think this guy, because he was doing something with mixed with hip hop, jazz, acid jazz, groove, which was super accessible to many people, and then I was start to listen it, and I was like, okay, wow. I start to listen Miles Coltrane and then all the history, Mingus and everything. Um, but yeah, this show and also like the London scene from 2000, but still mixed with electronic music, like all the Ninja Tune stuff, like cinematic orchestra, the Herbalizer. I've seen them in concert too. So yeah, most things who are connected with other music, and then I dive more really into jazz. Really working standards, know all the basics, know the culture as much as I can. But it's still like uh, never end way. It's so long,
Yeah, yeah,
so, so much to know, so much to know. Mm.
absolutely. So, why do you love jazz? Why do you love this art form we call jazz?
Oh, uh, mm. Well, first, I think I love jazz as in a cultural way because it's a music built on many cultural mixing. So first, I think that's really interesting. And then I think I like it as a system because the system of jazz can really, I mean, that's a better system to improvise and build music in harmonic patterns, I think, So Jasmine really dive that, and yeah, so it helps you to be really, really more free on the music. So for me, that's really important and also that's interesting because it's a long way, really, really long way, and never end way to learn this music because there's so much musicians, so much vibe, so much vocabulary. So it's a step for hard worker, clearly. You have to be involved in that. And I like this idea to be involved in music, and also that this music is never close to any other influence. So it's still like a really lively music, open to the world and still changing like every day.
So, if anyone wants to pick up a copy of the new album, if anybody wants to
Mm.
catch you live, any of the good business, where do they go? Where's the best place?
Well, we have a quite cool website who is really translated in many languages. So first, this is cool. Of course, people should more go in Bandcamp than Spotify. I don't have to tell why.
Yeah.
And actually, we may come in New York in June for a side project of Theorem of Joy called Dysnomiala, which is actually a photo concert. It may happen the beginning of June in Pioneer Walks in New York, which is quite cool venue, in collaboration with Chase Smith, the drummer.
Yeah.
And also, yeah, actually we don't tour that much in US, but maybe it will come.
Yes.
So yeah, people can catch us on the internet. We have a pretty cool YouTube website with a lot of live video, so they can check it out there. Mm.
Okay. I will put all of those links in the show notes.
Thank
So great
you.
to meet you. Thank you so much for reaching out to the show.
Thank
I love the
you.
music. Thank you so much. Continued success with everything.
Thank you. Thank you so much for this interview.
You
Have a
bet.
nice day.